Hello, good evening, both of you. Prerna, Nahida.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Nahida, is this your first class?
Yes, sir.
And Prerna, you did the previous class as well, no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Nahida, do you have any idea about the accounting for partnership? Have you covered anything in accounts until now? Until yet? Have you covered anything in accounts?
Yes, sir. We have covered almost everything except cash flow statement. We are doing cash flow statement.
All right. So basically, you have completed one part of account, that is partnership.
Yes.
Okay. So do you have a bit of idea about the reconstitution of the partnership, right? You have idea about the reconstitution of the partnership or not? Have you covered this topic? Because Nahida, in the previous class, we have started this chapter with these students, Shifa, Prerna, and we already covered the initial part of it. Like I have already explained what is reconstitution, what are the various modes of reconstitution. These things are already discussed in the previous class. So if you have decided to attend the session, you should have at least some idea about the reconstitution of the partnership. Otherwise, you will have difficulty understanding the topic that we will cover today.
Yes, sir.
So you know something about reconstitution, right? Could you please tell me what you understand by reconstitution, so that I could have a little idea how much you already know about it? Please
There
tell
are
me.
5 elements which constitute of a partnership. There must be a contract between 2 or more persons who agree
All right,
to
got
carry
it.
on a business.
See, Nahida, I'm not asking about the partnership and the formation of the partnership and the constituent of partnership. I'm asking
Okay.
about the reconstitution of the partnership. What may lead to reconstitution, and what do you mean by reconstitution of the partnership? Do you have any idea about this? It's completely fine if you are in fact if you are unaware about this topic, that is still fine. I just wanted to have an idea how much you know. So just tell me if you know something about the constitution or not.
Any change in the
Yes,
in
yeah,
the
perfect.
agreement.
Correct. That is what reconstitution is. Any change in the partnership means reconstitution. That's right. And do you also know what are the various modes of reconstitution? Could you please tell me that as well?
Um,
All right, no problem, no
more
issues. Okay, that's fine. No problem, neither. So guys, Shifa and Prerna, we have started this topic in the last class, reconstitution of the partnership. Let me just remind everything. Let me just give you a quick recap of everything that we discussed in the previous class, and then we will continue with the topic. All right. So in the last session, we understood the meaning of the reconstitution, wherein I have told you that any change in the existing agreement of the partnership, constitute reconstitution. Any change in the existing agreement, any change in existing
like
agreement. Sorry.
admission of a new partner.
Yeah. These are the changes. Okay.
Yeah.
So any changes arising in the agreement considered as a reconstitution of the partnership, and as a reconstitution of the partnership agreement comes to an end. All right, and we need to create a new partnership agreement between the partners. And we have also understood various modes of reconstitution. I've told you that there could be 4 reasons that may lead to reconstitution. That could be change in the profit sharing ratio of the partners. It could be admission of a new partner, retirement of a partner, death of a partner. These are various modes of reconstitution. So we just started the first mode. We were just talking about how reconstitution may take place due to change in profit sharing ratio, and what kind of adjustment is required whenever reconstitution is taking place on account of change in PSR. So all these modes of reconstitution is considered as a different topic. We have a complete different chapter based on the different modes of reconstitution. We have a chapter for the admission of partner, then we have a different chapter for retirement, we have a different chapter for death of partner. We will cover all these things one by one. And in the last class, we started our discussion with the reconstitution arising on account of change in PSR, the first mode of reconstitution, wherein I've told you that whenever reconstitution is taking place on account of change in PSR, it requires us to do the calculation. It requires us to do adjustment, and adjustment may be required for the calculation of the sacrificing and gaining share of the partner. Adjustment will be required for the treatment of the accumulated reserve, profit and losses. Treatment may be required for the goodwill as well. Treatment or the calculation may be required for the revaluation of the asset and liability as well. So reconstitution may take place because of 4 factors, but currently we are just covering the first aspect of first aspect of the reconstitution, that is change in PSR. And whenever profit ratio is changing, the question may require us to do these calculations. Question may ask us to determine the sacrificing or gaining share of the partner. Question may ask us to treat the goodwill. Question may ask us to treat the accumulated profit or reserve. And it may also require us to prepare the revaluation account for the revaluing the asset and liability. And we were talking about the calculation of gaining and sacrificing share. Whenever PSR is changing, how do we determine the sacrificing or gaining share of a partner? So we did 3 questions based on it. We started our discussion with this example, and then we did question number 68 as well. We did question number 69 as well in the last class. Then question 70, I think we did this one as well. All right. And I must have given you 3 questions for your homework. Did I give anything for your homework as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So anyone is having doubt solving those homeworks, please let me know. Otherwise, we will start with a new topic. We
So
already
I didn't do 72. I didn't know how to.
Question 72. All right. Anyone else is having problem in question 72? Zainab, you tried this question 72? Janice, Shifa, Prerna. You guys have tried question 72, yes or no?
Yes, sir. I did.
You completed it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, just a minute. Let me just check the answer of it. Just a minute. Give me a moment. I'm just trying to open a PDF. Yes, Prerna. Could you please tell me the answers you have got for question number 72? Tell me the answer you have got for case 1.
Sir, 3:4:3.
That's right. For case 2,
4:3:3.
perfect. Very good. Case 4. Sorry, case 3.
Sir, A and B will sacrifice and C will gain.
A and B is sacrificing. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
okay, that's right. Perfect. And tell me about the case 4.
9:4:7.
9:4. That's correct.
Yes.
Perfect. Very good. All questions, all answers are correct. Very good. Good job. And anyone who were having problem solving this? Shifa, you asked the question. You want me to solve this question?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. And all right. So see, this will take some time. So just a minute. Okay. So just a moment. Solution to question number 72. We will first of all talk about case A. All right, so case A, what does this say? Case A says that there, first of all, let me read the entire question for you. A, B, and C are partners sharing the profit and loss in the ratio of 5:4:1. We need to calculate the new profit sharing ratio, sacrificing ratio, and gaining ratio in each of the following cases. For all these cases, we need to find out PSR, new PSR, the sacrificing, and the gaining ratio. So case 1 says that C acquires 1/5 share from A. C acquires 1/5 share from A. All right. So just a minute. All right. So first of all, let me just write down the old profit sharing ratio for all the partners. Old profit sharing ratio for A, B, and C. Right. Earlier, A, B, and C were sharing the profit and loss in the ratio of 5:4:C. 5:4:C. 5:4:C means 5:4:1 means, sorry, 5:4:1 basically means 5/10 for A, 4/10 for B, and 1/10 for C. All right. Now, question says that C acquires 1/5 share from A. Right. C acquires 1/5 from A. So what we'll do? A is sacrificing in the favor of C. So first of all, we will have to reduce 1/5 share from A, and the same has to be added in the C's account, right? So we'll go to the solution this time. Yeah. So first of all, let me just reduce 1/5 from A account, sorry, A's share 1/5, and C is taking this 1 plus 1/5. Got it? Is this clear? Is it clear, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Now we will calculate their new profit sharing ratio. So after subtracting 1/5 out of 5/10, we will get 10, 5 minus 2. That means 3/10, right? And B will maintain same amount of share, 4/10. And C will acquire 1/5, that means 10. 1 plus 2, that means 3/10. Got it? So the new profit sharing ratio between the partners is, this is the new PSR, new profit sharing ratio of the partners is 3/10, 4/10, and 3/10. So that means 3:4:3. This is the new profit sharing. Got it? Is this clear? Shifa?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, let's talk about the second case. Case second says C acquires 1/5 share equally from A and B. 1/5 share equally from A and B. That's right. Keep writing this along with me, right? Because otherwise it will take a lot of time if I give you separate time for writing this down. Case B. For case B as well, we'll first of all write down their old share. A, B, and C. Their old profit sharing ratio is, it was 5 by 10, 4 by 10, and 1 by 10, right? So 5 upon 10, 4 upon 10, and 1 upon 10. Now, what does the question is saying? Question says that C acquires 1/5 from A and B in the equal ratio. 1/5 in the equal ratio from A and B, right? So that means, that is what question was saying. 1/5 will be taken over by C in the ratio from A and B equally. So just a minute. 1/5 C will be acquiring, right? And C will be acquiring this equally from A and B. That means half of this will be taken from A and half of this will be taken from B. So we need to multiply this to get to know how much C will acquire from A and from B. Let's find that out. 1 by 5 into 1 by 2 means 1 upon 10. And 1 by 5 into 1 by 10 also 1 by 10. So that means A will be sacrificing 1 by 10, B will be sacrificing 1 by 10, and C will be gaining 1 upon 5. Right? Is it clear, everybody? Shifa, is this clear to you? Saif,
Yeah.
is this clear to you? Everybody, is this clear? If question says that C is acquiring 1/5 from A and B equally, so how do we determine how much A will how much A will be sacrificing and how much B will be sacrificing? So for that, what we will do, we will just multiply it by 1 by 2, and in this case as well 1 by 2. This way we will be able to understand, we will be able to find out how much A and B are sacrificing. So this will give us 5, 10, and 5 minus 1. This will be 4 by 10. New PSR will be 4 by 10. And then 4 minus 1 will give us 3 by 10. And this will be 10. 1 plus 2 equals to 3 by 10. So the new profit sharing ratio in this case will be 4:3:3. Tell me, everyone, is this clear? Yes or no? Shifa, is this clear to you? Saif, is this clear to you as well?
Yes, sir.
Zainab, please confirm if it is clear or not.
Yes, sir.
It is clear. Okay. Moving on to the next case. Next case is A, B, and C will share future profit and losses equally. A, B, and C will share future profit and losses equally. So in this case, we will just find out the sacrificing and gaining shares. Since the profit sharing ratio is already given, profit sharing ratio for new profit sharing ratio is 1:1:1, and old PSR was already given 5:4:1. So subtracting old ratio from new ratio, we will get the sacrificing share. Let me discuss case 3. Case C. So in case C, we will determine, see, since the new PSR is already given, new profit sharing ratio is already given. New profit sharing ratio is already given, and old PSR is also given to us. Old profit sharing ratio. So in order to determine the gaining or sacrificing share, what will be required? We should just subtract old profit sharing ratio out of new profit sharing ratio. The new profit sharing ratio is 1:1:1 now. Now, since the partners have decided to share the profit and losses equally, see, case 3 says A, B, and C will share future profit equally. So that means A, B, and C, the new profit sharing ratio is 1/3, 1/3, and 1/3. Is that correct? And out of this, we will just subtract the old PSR. Why are we doing that? Because we need to determine the sacrificing or gaining shares of the partner. So 1/3, 1/3. And now subtracting old PSR. Old PSR was 5:4:1. That means 5/10, 4/10, and 1/10. Right? By subtracting it, we will be able to determine the gaining and sacrificing share. See, if you get the negative proportion of share, if you are getting the answer in negative, that means such partner is sacrificing. If you are getting the positive value of share, that means such partner is gaining. All right, so let me calculate this. 1/3 minus 5/10, that means 30, 10 minus 15. So we will get minus 5/10. So since the A's proportion of share is in negative, that means A must be sacrificed. So this is his sacrificing share. Sacrifice. Right. And similarly, we will do the calculation for the B as well. So 30 and 10 minus 12, this will give us minus 2/10. So B is also in negative, that means B is also sacrificed. And finally, C, it will be 30, then 10 minus 3, this will give us 7/30. 7/30, no? Why did 10? 5/30, 2/30, and 7/30. So that means C is gaining. Got it, everyone? Is this clear? Yes or no? Shifa, Zainab, Saif?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So these are the sacrificing shares. We need to find out the sacrificing ratio. So to find out the sacrificing ratio, since, see, in order to determine the sacrificing ratio, there should be at least 2 persons sacrificing. If only one person is gaining or one person is sacrificing, we won't be able to determine any gaining or sacrificing ratio. At least 2 persons should be gaining, at least 2 persons should be sacrificing to determine the ratio of sacrifice or the gain. So sacrificing ratio in this case will be for A, it is minus 5/30, and for B, minus 2/30. Minus 5/30 and is 2 minus 2/30. You can also write it as 5:2. This is the sacrificing ratio. 5:2 is the sacrificing ratio. Sir, whether we'll be able to determine the gaining ratio in this question, yes or no? Gaining ratio, whether we'll be able to do that? Gaining ratio can be determined in this question. Answer is no. Since only one partner is gaining, and we won't be able to determine the ratio unless and until 2 partners are gaining or sacrificing. I hope this point is clear. Shifa, Zainab, Saif, is this
Yes.
clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
You guys are writing this, na? Or shall I wait?
Yeah, yeah. No, we're writing.
Okay. So case number, final case, last one. Last case says C acquires 1/10 share from A, share of 1/10 share of A, and 1/2 share of B. Okay. Case 4. That's fine. Old PSR, old profit sharing ratio of A, B, and C. 5/10 10, 4 upon 10, 1 upon 10. Now we will see what it is saying. C is acquiring how much? C will acquire, question says that C acquires 1/10 share from A and half share of B. So first of all, let me just find out. If C is acquiring 1/10 from A, this means that A will have to sacrifice 1 upon 10, right? A will have to sacrifice 1/10 out of it, out of 5/10. So let me just subtract that. 5/10, 1 by 1/10. So question was saying that C is acquiring 1/10 of A share, right? So this is how 1/10 of A share will be calculated. This will be given to whom? This will be given to C. This much is acquired by C. That means if C will be acquiring this much, we need to subtract this out of 5/10 to determine the remaining share of A, right? To determine the remaining share of A, we will have to subtract it from A's proportion of share, right? So let me just calculate it. We can simply write 5/10 minus 5 by 10 into 10 will be 100. Calculating it, we will get 100, and 50 minus 5 will be 45/100. I think the new profit sharing ratio will be yes. Is this correct, guys? I think this seems to have some mistake. Anyways, anybody is able to find any mistake in it?
No, sir.
No mistake. Okay. All right. Now, question also says that C will acquire half of the share of B as well. That means 4/10 into 1/2 in the favor of C. This much will be sacrificed in the favor of C. Let's now calculate it. 4/10 minus 4 upon 20. Calculating it, we will get 20. Then 8 minus 4, we get 4/20. And C will acquire 1/10 from A, means this much will be acquired from A, 5/10, and this much will be acquired from B, that is plus 4/20, right? And now we'll do the calculation for C share. So this will give us 22 plus 10 plus 4 equals to 16 upon 20. 16 upon 20. Got it, everyone? Is this clear? So this is the new profit sharing ratio per partner. New profit sharing ratio per partners. Shifa, is this clear? Yes or no? Now, since the base are not equal, bases are different, na? 45/100, 4/20, 16/20. So we will have to equalize the base. And for that purpose, 45/100 is to 4/20 and 16/20. Whenever bases are not equal, we need to equalize the base, and for that purpose, we will just multiply it by 5. Divide it by 5. And multiply by 5, divide it by 5. Now, we will get the same base for everyone. 45/100 is to 20 upon 100 is to 80 upon 100, I guess. If I'm not wrong. Got it, everyone? Is this clear? So the new profit sharing ratio in this case will be 45:20:8. This is the new profit sharing. And we can further divide it all these value by 5 as well. So all these value can be divided by 5. Now, the common factor for all these values is 5. The 5 9s are 45, 5 4s are 20, and then 5 1s are 5, and 5 3s are 5 6 are
5 7.
5 7. 5 1. How much? Is this correct? 9:4:16.
No, sir.
Is
So
that,
how do you get 80 by 100?
or did we get 80 by 100? We just multiply. See, we need to
Yes, sir,
equalize
but
the
it
base.
doesn't add up. It doesn't add up, right? It's more than 100.
This will be 100, no?
Yeah, but it's more than 100. 80 plus 20 is
Yeah.
100. And then
Just a minute. 45. Yeah. I think we are making some mistakes here. That is what I was asking initially. Let me just check. 5 minus 10, that means 5. 5 by 10 into 1 by 10. C acquires 1/10 from share of A and half share of B. Which means A share is 5 by 10. So this will be calculated as 5 by 10 into 1 by 10.
Yes, sir, we have to add 5 by 100 in C's gaining ratio.
Sorry?
So 5 by 100 will add in C's gaining ratio 1 by 10 plus 5 by 100 plus 4 by 20.
One by 10. You're talking about this now. 1 by 10 plus
Yes.
5 by 10.
5 by 100.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's right. 5 by 100. You should add 5 by 100 now. I'll have to do the entire calculation one more time. So this means 100 will be the LCM, right? So this will give us 10 plus 5 plus 20. Then 25 and 35 by 100. So 35 by 100 will be the base. 100 will be the base. Now we will have to change the calculation here as well. Sorry, my mistake. Now 45 by 100, then 4 by 20 is to 35 by 100, and we will just multiply it by 5, right? And we will get 45 is to 20 is to 35 this time. This will be the profit sharing ratio, and we can obviously, this is divided by 5, all these values. So we can, considering the common factor is 5, so we will just divide it by 5. We will get 5 9 is 45, 5 4 is 20, and 5 7 is 35. So 9:4:7 is 7 will be the new PSI, new profit sharing ratio in this question. Got it, everyone? Is this clear?
yes, sir.
Okay. All right then. So this was all about the question that I gave you for homework in the last class. Now let's talk about some other thing. Now we'll talk about the treatment of the accumulated profit and reserve. And okay. So guys, I want you to first of all write this down, and then I'll explain you. I want everyone to write. You see, as I told you in the previous class, whenever there is change in PSR, it requires 4 calculations, 4 adjustment, right? The adjustment required in the question may be related to the calculation of gaining and sacrificing. So we understood the calculation of gaining and sacrificing shares and the calculation of new PSR. We already covered this topic. Now we will understand when reconstitution is taking place due to change in PSR, how accumulated reserve and profit should be treated, how loss should be dealt. All right, so we are moving to the next topic. So therefore, I want all of you to write this down in a notebook first of all. This as heading: treatment of accumulated profit and reserve, and then I'll explain you one by one. Done, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Nahida, Prerna, Shifa, Zainab.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Oh,
So
yes,
let
sir.
me explain this. See, we already understood the calculation of gaining and sacrificing share and the calculation of new PSR. Now we are moving to the next topic. Now we are discussing if reconstitution is taking place, and at the time of reconstitution, if general reserve and profit and loss account appears in the book, then how should we treat it? Let's suppose we have a balance sheet of a firm, and in the balance sheet of the firm, on the asset side, sorry, on the liability side of the balance sheet, this is the liability side and this is the asset side. I'm sure that all of you must be aware about this already. Balance sheet have two sides, liability and asset. And on the liability side, there is an item appearing in the book by the name of general reserve. General reserve. And there may be an item appearing in the book relating to profit and loss account by the name of profit and loss account. So these two items are appearing in the book. Let's suppose for the time there could be any more items as well, but for the time being, let's presume that there are only two items appearing in the books of account. So these two items are appearing in the books of account, right? And reconstitution is taking place. Reconstitution is taking place. I mean, whether reconstitution will take place because of the change in partnership, because of the change in BSR, admission, retirement, death, or any other factor. If reconstitution is taking place, then you will be asked you will have to think about how should we treat the general reserve and profit and loss that is already appearing in the books of account. So at the time of reconstitution, how general reserve and profit and loss account should be treated, how treatment of the general reserve and profit and loss account should be done, it depends upon two factors. Treatment of general reserve or profit depends upon what? So it depends upon your choice. Whether you want to keep showing the general reserve and profit and loss in the future books of account as well. If partners are willing to, show the value of the general reserve and profit in the future books of account as well, they want to show the general reserve and profits in the future balance sheet as well, then the treatment will be different. But when partners have decided not to show, not to carry on the books of the general reserve and not to carry on the amount of the general reserve and profit in the future books of account, decide not to show the value of the general reserve and profit in the future books of account, then the treatment will be different. All of you are understanding what I'm trying to say here? I'm saying is that if reconstitution is taking place and the general reserve and profit is appearing in the book, then what kind of treatment will be done for the general reserve and profit depends upon whether partners are willing to show the general reserve in the future books of account as well, or partners do not wish to show the general reserve and profit in the future books of account. If partners have decided to show the value of the general reserve and profit in the future books of account as well, then at that time we need to do the adjustment entry. What treatment will be done? We need to pass the adjustment entry. Got it, everyone? If partners have decided to show the general reserve and profit in the future books of account as well, then we need to pass what kind of entry? Adjustment entry. And if when partners have decided not to show this in the future books of account, then in such a situation, we need to pass the distribution entry. What entry? Distribution entry. Got it? Is this clear, everyone? Please tell me if it is clear or not. Nahida, Prerna, Zainab, Shifa, Saif.
That's okay.
Anyone having doubt?
No, sir.
No.
Okay, let me quickly give you a recap. I have just explained that if the general reserve and profit and loss account is appearing in the balance sheet, then at the time of reconstitution, we need to what kind of treatment will be done regarding the general reserve and profit. It depends upon the choice of the partner. If partners have made a choice that they will be showing the same general reserve and profit in the future books of account as well, then the treatment will be different. And if partners have chose not to show the general reserve and profit in the future, then the treatment will be different. How different the treatment will be? So treatment could be the adjustment entry, or it could be related to distribution entry. So adjustment entry will be done if partners have decided to show it in the books of account, and if partners have decided not to show it in the books of account, then we will simply distribute it. So first of all, tell us, how do we pass the distribution entry? See, distribution entry is very simple. Like if you want to distribute the general reserve appearing in the book, the general entry will be general reserve account debit, to partners capital account. Like for example, if there are three partners X, Y, and Z, so we'll write down general reserve account debit to X capital account, Y capital account, and Z capital account. And similarly, if profit is appearing in the books and we want to distribute, we do not want to show the profits in the future books of account, then the same general entry will be done for the profit as well. So we'll write down general reserve account debit, and let's suppose if there is profit as well, so we'll write down general reserve account debit, profit and loss account debit. Profit and loss account will be debited since we will be distributing this to the partners as well. So this will be the general entry depending upon whether we have the whether we want to distribute the general reserve or profit. If we want to distribute the general reserve, the general entry will be general reserve to partners account. And if we want to distribute the profit, then profit and loss account debit to partners capital. I hope it is clear, everyone. Please tell me if it is not.
It's
Guys,
clear.
it's clear. Okay. Then, so what about the adjustment entry? When do we pass the adjustment entry? Adjustment entry is only done when partners have decided to continue to show the value of the general reserve and profit and loss in the books of account. They are comfortable showing the value of the general reserve and profit and loss account in the balance sheet. Then in that situation, we'll pass the general entry like this. We'll do gaining partner capital account will be debited. Gaining partners capital account will be debited. Capital account debit to sacrificing partners capital accounts. Sacrificing partners capital account. Got it, everyone? That means in order to pass the adjustment entry, we will have to determine the gaining and sacrificing share of the partners, and then only we will be able to determine who is gaining, who is sacrificing, and eventually then only we will be able to pass the general entry regarding the adjustment. Got it? I hope this point is clear to everyone. Let me just explain it again. I was saying that if any general reserve and profit and loss account is appearing in the books of account, then how they should be treated in case of a reconstitution depends upon whether partners are willing to show it in the books of account in the future as well, or they do not want to show it in the future books of account. If they do not want to show it in the future books of account, that means that they simply want to distribute it among themselves. So at that time, we will pass the distribution entry. Otherwise, if they want to show it in the books of account, then we have to pass the adjustment entry. And distribution entry is simple: general reserve account debit to partners capital account, and similarly profit and loss account debit to partners capital account, whatever we are distributing. If we are distributing general reserve, then general reserve to partners capital account. If we are distributing profit, then profit and loss account debit to partners capital account. But as far as the adjustment entry is concerned, gaining partners capital account debit to sacrificing partners capital account, this will be the entry. So we'll cover these 2 points one by one, but I want all of you to first of all write these points. Just a minute. Yeah, please note this down as well. If accumulated profit and reserve not to be shown in the books, then the following treatment will be done. Following entry will be passed: profit or reserve account debit to partners capital account. Got it, everyone? Is this difficult to understand? Nahida, Shifa, Zainab, Prerna. Anyone finding it difficult, please let me know. Otherwise, we'll do one quick question and then you will be able to understand it more clearly. Shifa, is it clear to you? Zainab, is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Nahida, is this clear to you as well?
Yes, sir.
Zainab, what about you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, quickly note this down so that we can move to the next slide. Done? Shall we move to the next slide?
Yes, sir.
Everybody
Yes,
done?
sir.
Okay. Also note this down so that we can do question based on both these methods, both these situations. Please note situation number B as well. If accumulated profit and reserve to be shown in the books of account as per partner, according to the partner, then following treatment will be done: gaining partner's capital account debit, sacrificing partner's capital.
Done, sir.
Done, everyone done?
Yes, sir.
All right, everyone. So we'll first of all do one small question based on the situation 1, and then we'll come to the situation 2. All right. So starting with this question number 73, guys. Please read the question. X, Y, and Z are partners sharing profit and losses in the ratio of 5:3:2. They have decided to change their existing profit sharing ratio. Now see, since their profit sharing ratio is changing, that simply indicate that reconstitution is taking place, right? So this question is based upon reconstitution. Obviously, since we are doing topic of reconstitution, so every question will be based on reconstitution. But anyways, this is also a sign. If question does not specifically tells you that reconstitution is taking place, you can have the idea by reading this line that the existing profit sharing ratio is getting changed. So that means reconstitution is taking place. We need to pass the general entry if general reserves of rupees 10,000 and profit and loss account having credit balance means profit. If profit and loss account having 20,000 credit balance and general reserve 10,000 appearing in the book. Now see, the question this time is not telling us whether partners are willing to show the general reserve and profit and loss in the future books of account or not. Whether they want to show it in the future books of account or they do not want to show it. The question is silent about that. And whenever question is silent about that, we will simply presume that they do not wish to show these value in the future books of account. If question is silent regarding the choice being made by the partner, we will simply presume that general reserve and profit need to be distributed. You will simply presume that partner do not want to carry this forward in the carry this forward in the future books of account, right? We will just simply distribute it. I hope the question is clear. Everybody, please confirm if question is clear so that we can start with the solution.
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Everybody clear? Prerna and Nahida, Zainab.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. So now let's quickly solve this question. See, since question is completely silent about it, how to treat profit and reserve. So we'll presume that it need to be divided, distributed. So the general entry will be done in this case. Solution to question number 7. We'll be doing distribution at general entry. General entry. I want all of you to write this down along with me. Journal entry. For what purpose? For the distribution. For distribution. So general entry will be passed for the distribution of the general reserve. First of all, we'll write down treatment of general reserve. Treatment of general reserve. This is how we will do the treatment of the general reserve. We'll write down general reserve account debit. General reserve account debit to partners capital account. Partners, who were the partners? Do you remember that? Partners were X, Y, and Z, right? So X, Y, and Z to X capital account to Y's capital account and to Z's capital account. Entire general reserve will be distributed among all the partners. Now the big question is, in what ratio we will distribute the general reserve among the partners? The value of the general reserve is 10,000. Now tell me, anyone of you, please tell me in what ratio I should divide the general reserve among the partners. Nahida? Could you please tell me in what ratio I should distribute it among the partners? Naida, am I audible to you? All right, Prerna, could you please tell me in what ratio I should distribute it? Whether I should distribute it among the partners in the old ratio or the new ratio? Shifa, Zainab, anyone please tell me in what ratio I should distribute it among the partners?
Old ratio.
Correct. Why it should be distributed in the old ratio? Because it belongs to the previous earning. It is a part of previous earning. General reserve is a part of profit, right, everyone? General reserve is a part of profit itself. And since it is the part of the previous earnings, and hence it should be distributed among the partners in the old PSR only. And old PSR is 5:3:2. So what are we going to do? We will distribute 10,000 in the old PSR. So 10,000. Just a minute. $10,000 in the old PSR, that means 10,000 into 5/10 for A, 10,000 into 3/3/10 for B, and 10,000 into 2/10 for C. So this will be 50,000. A's account will be credited by 50,000. B will be getting 30,000 out of it, and she will get 20,000. And we have to write down the narration as well. So we'll write down the narration as being
So 5,000, 3,000, and 2,000.
okay. I'm sorry. It should be 5,000, 3,000, and 2,000. I thought it's 1 lakh. Sorry. General reserve, being general reserve distributed in old profit sharing ratio. All right, everyone, is this clear? Please confirm. Please tell me if
Yes,
it is
sir.
clear or not.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now moving on to the next treatment of the profit. Treatment of the P&L account, profit and loss account, credit balance. Profit and loss accounts, credit balance. See, credit balance, sir, what do you mean by credit balance? Credit balance indicate profit, right? And if it is a debit balance, it indicate a loss. So just the treatment of the loss is just opposite of the profit, right? You don't have to specifically cover the treatment of the loss. Just remember that whenever there is a loss, we will do the opposite general entry for that. Right now, we are distributing profit among the partners, so the general entry will be profit and loss account debit. Profit and loss account debit 20,000 to the old partners. That means X capital account will be credited to Y's capital account will be credited, and to Z's capital account will also be credited. Right? And his account will be credited by 10,000 and 6,000, then 4,000. Is this clear, everybody? And we can write down the relation as well. Is it clear, all of you? Is it clear, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Being profit and loss account distributed among partners in old profit sharing ratio. This is it. So this is the treatment for this question.
क्रेडिट हुआ है वो डेबिट होता है एंट्री करते हैं तो डेबिट हो क्रेडिट होता है तो
You see,
बैलेंस शीट में क्रेडिट पे डेबिट हो
Prerna, your mic is unmuted. You are saying something?
नो सर
Okay. So this was all about question number 73, and we have one more question based on the other consequence. If profit and reserve to be shown in the P&L account, sorry, in the books of account, and that situation, the treatment will be different. X, Y, and Z are partners sharing profit and losses in the ratio of 1:1. Profit and losses of for the year is 18,000 appearing in the book. Partners decided to change the PSR. So their new profit sharing ratio is 5:3:2. Old PSR was 1:1:1. Pass the general entry without affecting their book value. That means if question says that we need to pass the general entry without affecting their book value, that means we still want to show it in the future books of account. All right. If question tells us that we need to pass the general entry without affecting their book value, that means partners have decided to show it in the books of account. So guys, I'm giving you this question as homework. I'm sure that you will be able to solve it. All you need to do in this question, first of all, you will have to determine the gaining and sacrificing shares of the partner, right? So, and for that purpose, you will simply subtract old share, new profit sharing ratio minus the old profit sharing ratio. In this way, you will be able to determine the gaining or sacrificing share of the partner, and whoever is gaining or sacrificing, based on that, you will have to pass the journal entry. I've already given you the journal entry. The journal entry will be gaining partner's capital account will be debited. Whoever is gaining, let's suppose X and Y, if X and Y is gaining, then X and Y capital account will be debited. And if Z is sacrificing, then Z's capital account will be credited. Got it? I'm sure that you will be able to solve this question. Shall I give you this as homework, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Naida, Shifa, Zainab, you guys are comfortable?
Yes,
So will you be able to solve this now?
yeah.
Okay, so
Can
this
you
is
say the last answer?
last answer.
Yeah. Question 73. Yes, sir, done.
Okay. So this is the homework for the next class. I'm giving you one more question. Let's see whether you will be able to solve it or not. Apart from 74, just quickly take the screenshot of this question, please, everyone. Quickly take the screenshot of this question, please. Let me know as soon as you are done. Done, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Apart from question 74, I have one more question for you. This is the question 75. This one is similar to the previous one. Only thing is that this time we have advertisement suspense account. So advertisement suspense account is a loss. For your kind information, this is a loss. So just like profit account, the treatment of profit, advertisement suspense account will be completely opposite of that. Anyways, I'm giving you this as homework. Let's see whether you are able to solve it or not. If you are not able to solve it, I'll be helping you solve this question in the next class. So, okay, anyways. So these two questions only for homework. This is it. Thank you so much, everyone, for attending today's class. In today's session, we talked about the reconstitution, and we talked about the treatment of the general reserve and profit. We will discuss a few more things about the reconstitution in the next class. Probably workman compensation reserve and the investment fluctuation reserve. We'll talk about that as well. But this is it for today's session. Thank you so much, everyone. We'll see you in the next class. Till then, take care. Goodbye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Aida, you want to ask anything?
No, sir.